Hey all, it's Fate with Neurodivergent. Pronouns are they, them. And I'm coming with you with a bit of a bummer video today. So if that's not your vibe, don't watch this. But I am a firm believer of keeping it authentic, keeping it real, and talking through your problems. And for me, this is just a cathartic kind of video. And it's a way for me to remember what I'm feeling in this moment. So let's get vulnerable. Today I'm working on the bridal veil blanket that I started back in September. Back in September, I found out that my second sponsor, their cancer came back. And they went on chemo and they lost all their hair because it's very aggressive. They're stage 4. And every time I talked to them, they were very positive, very happy. And then I got a call yesterday from my first sponsor saying that my second sponsor wasn't doing too well, that they were in the hospital and that I should go see them. So I did. And they were super positive and having a great time and like really excited to see everyone. And a few of my friends were there, a few of her friends were there, and it was just really lovely. And that's always a warning sign for me. When someone is really happy, especially with cancer, there's something a little going on. So I called my first sponsor and she let me know that, yeah, she's palliative. They had to take her off the chemo and they're just doing pain management because the cancer spread to every organ in her body. And that's really hard for me. Because the only reason why my second sponsor isn't my sponsor is because her cancer came back. She helped me so much with my mental health and my recovery, and she's a big part of my life, and I don't want to lose her. But I've watched people die of cancer before, and I know that once they take them off the chemo and start doing pain meds, it's not long. Which is why I am trying my hardest to like finish this blanket. So why is this blanket taking me so long? I'm a fast knitter. I'm really proficient with knitting. And the truth of the matter is, every time I picked up the knitting, I felt like I was signing her death certificate. That if I was to finish the blanket, she would die. That somehow I was holding the threads of fate. And I know that's not the case. Like, I'm not God, but part of me still felt like working on this was the end. And I didn't want it to be the end. So I prolonged and I prolonged and I prolonged. And now I'm at the point where it's crunch time. I need to get this to her like now. I'm gonna put my other blanket on. I'm a little cold. And I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it today. I don't want to work on anything. Don't want to work on the blanket. Just want to sleep. Because that's been my coping mechanism for so long. It's comforting to just sleep. Ignore the situation. But I can't ignore the situation. I didn't sleep well last night. Kept having dreams of living with my biological father and panicking that I lived with him again. And it's always the same dream. I'm living at the Franklin Street house. I'm trying to get my stuff to move in with my mom. This didn't actually happen. I'm always in the Franklin Street house. I'm always trying to get my stuff, and there's always issues getting it. So this time we lived in the Franklin Street house with my second stepmom and all her kids, and we didn't have enough food for everyone, and I'm trying to move in with my mom while maintaining the children. And it was really hard. It was really hard. I don't know what these dreams mean. I don't know why I keep having dreams about leaving my dad. Is there still a guilt there for leaving? I don't know. These are questions to talk to my therapist about. But I am ending my term with a really good therapist because I've moved. Now I have to explain my whole life to a whole new therapist. I'm not excited about that. Unfortunately, I do not make enough money where I can go to a private therapist and just keep a therapist long term. I have to go through the free avenues through the cities that I live in. And I moved to a completely different city and a completely different district. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm no longer Fraser Health and I'm Coastal Health, but I'm not sure. So it's a different therapy system altogether. And it's hard. It's really hard. I'm tired today. As you can tell, I don't have my glasses on because my eyes hurt. My face hurts. It's dry. It's cracking because I'm so stressed. And it's a healthy stress. But my body reacts as if this is something we've never dealt with before. But we've dealt with it. Death is not new to me. Death of a loved one isn't new. Cancer isn't new to me. But my body reacts as if it's the first time I'm dealing with it. It's like it forgets what it's like. So all I can do right now is knit. Knit and believe things are gonna be okay. And by okay, I mean that I'll get to spend time with her while she sheds this mortal coil. I have to be realistic. Like, I want to be hopeful and believe. Oh, I finished this ball of yarn. Nice. I want to be hopeful and believe that I have years left, that this isn't the end, but realistically, that's not what it looks like. For any of those wondering, I'm drinking Pu'er tea from Granville Island Tea Company, and I am drinking it with almond vanilla coffee creamer, and it's really good. How I join, so to keep it about knitting, how I join my knitting is I just knot it. I don't do anything special. When you have a lacy blanket like this, it's fine. A DK weight, it's fine. Yes, you have to go through and trim a bunch of little thingies later, but you know, whatever. It's a labor of love. And I love this person a lot. And I hope it shows. I really do. Because I'm not always active in the people I love's lives. Sometimes I step away because I get so scared of losing them. A little bit of background. I had a best friend for over 10 years, and they chose to believe my abusive ex over me, and we stopped being best friends. That was 3 years ago. They still haven't talked to me, still haven't tried to reach out, nothing. So I have to believe that that's the end. And ever since then, I've been so afraid of losing people that I care about, because I'm convinced everyone I care about is going to leave me. And that's part of my mental illness. That fear of abandonment. Because I've been shown over time that people do abandon me. This isn't the first time. But I persevere and I try to reach out. I try to remember that people do enjoy me. That's imposter syndrome, that I'm not good enough. And I am good enough, and I am deserving of friends, and I'm deserving of love. And it's easy to believe that most days. Today it's a little hard. Because the person I know who loves me, who cares about me, is dying. Who believed in me through everything. And they were always open and honest about it. Some people are very quiet about their belief in me, about their silent participation in my life. But they were always very loud about it. And it made me feel worthy. Now, worthiness is something that you should feel inside yourself. But they really started the ball rolling on me feeling worthy. I had another friend who I would say was my biggest fan. Always loved to see my knitting. Always loved to see what I was creating. Would check in on me. It was great. And they overdosed on fentanyl. And I missed them a lot. And then I met a wonderful woman in October. And she took the place of my friend who always cheered me on. It was like we had known each other forever. And she had a freak accident and ended up passing away in January. And I could feel the love she had. She loved me so much, and I couldn't help but love her. It was strong, and it was fierce, and we were kindred spirits. I miss her. I miss my friends that have left. And I don't want this to be a video of me mourning someone who hasn't left yet, but part of me feels as if I don't get my feelings out, they're going to consume me. And I'm going to hide, and I'm not going to make the phone calls, and I'm not going to show up. And I don't want to ostrich. I don't want to ostrich. I don't want to bury my head and ignore that this is happening, because this is real, this is happening, this is what existence is. We eventually perish. And I need to be present and vigilant and there, because that's what love is. Love is being compromising. If I can't make it, I call. If I can make it, I'm there. I'm present. I don't know how to do that right now because I'm scared. I am so very scared. Life keeps going, but that doesn't mean life isn't hard. These people who enter our lives are so beautiful, and they're there for us. I hope all of you get to have someone in your life who's there for you, who is your biggest fan. Because it's an amazing feeling. It really is. try not to cry. Because I don't want this to be a crying video. I want this to be something that I can look back on and not cringe. And why would I cringe at me crying? Is because I am a messy crier. And it's valid to feel your emotions. And if you want to cry on video, you cry on video. But like for me, I'm such a messy crier. I don't want it to be 15 minutes of just, because that's not helping anyone. It's less alone me. Because like I said, I want to look back on this. Yes, I'm uploading this to YouTube because it's important for my followers to know what I'm going through. And I think it's important to be real with people. So many people aren't real about their emotions and what they're going through. And like, I think that that's such a disservice. Like, yeah, I'm not going to let you in on every aspect of my life, but I'm going to let you in on the big stuff. Like, for the most part, I'm going to talk to you about knitting and markets and Patreon, because I'm going to be starting a Patreon or a Substack. I haven't decided which one's better. I know I want to do more videos, probably Patreon. I don't know. I haven't decided. To do more research. But I want it to be, available to people. I want to spread knitting joy. But today is not about joy. I want to talk about grief. And living grief. Because that's a thing. It's okay to grieve things, even if the person's still alive. And someone told me that is, you're grieving the change in the relationship. You're not grieving them dying, you're grieving the change. You're anticipating that something's going to be different, and you're grieving how things used to be. And I love that. Because it's what I am grieving. I'm not grieving that they're dying, because they're not dead yet. And God willing, they're going to be here for a while. But I'm grieving that our relationship has now changed from a caretaker and a carry, so I was the carry, to a I'm now the caretaker. I'm now the story keeper. I just want to sit with that. I'm now the story keeper. It is my duty to keep their story alive. And I think that's something we as grieving people don't see. That it's important for us to tell the stories. It's important for us to cry and be there because it's a way of keeping them alive. And I do that for my ancestors all the time. And part of my ancestral remediation is grieving. Can't believe it's taken me like 18 minutes to do a row. But there's like over 600 stitches on this, so I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a big blanket. It starts off really small and then it goes to, because it's a veil, it's a bridal veil, so it goes kind of like this all the way down the length of the body. And I wanted that so that way it would cover her head, shoulders, and her body, because she has lost her hair and I wanted her to be warm and feel beautiful. So, yeah. It's easy when you're not doing well to not feel beautiful, but it's the soul, right? Your soul's what's beautiful. We can adorn ourselves any way we want, but it's our soul that shines through the prettiest. And I fully believe that. So this is for you, honey bunny. I love you so much. You've taught me more than you know. You've taught me how to be strong. You taught me how to be fearless. And in the sense of fear, to do it anyways. Because I'm afraid of a lot of things. Especially monkeys. Oh my goodness. My roommate just posted a spider monkey and their fingies were like this long. And I was like, no! Nightmare fuel. I'm so afraid of monkeys. It's not even funny. Monkeys, pigs, and horses. And then everything in the ocean. If I'm swimming in the ocean, and something touches me, I'm done. I will climb up the nearest person and say, take me out of the water. I do not F with things in water. Okay? But I do try to be fearless. Doesn't sound like it in this moment. But I try. So, babes, I love you. I'm going to make you a special video. And I'm going to send it to you. But this is just me getting my emotions out. So if you see this, just know I'm getting my emotions out. But I'm going to send you a special video. Me and Noodle love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.